So next day, back up the bush block, pick up these cows, and we've had a gate come open, so we've got to run all the cows back through again, as happens. So I'll see if I can set the camera up somewhere and you'll watch them come through. All right, we shall see how we go. Good, we're at the perfectly good phone here. Cut that one. Probably cut, see if they'll come up through here. Walk up, mummy cow. Good move, cow. Walk up there, mummy cow. Walk up, mummy cow. Walk up. Walk up there, big mummy.
Come on. Come on.
It was always a big ask for the cows to load up through the crush. I didn't think it was going to happen, but I'd give them a chance. These younger cattle are having no part of it, so we'll end up putting them in the pen behind and running them through again. Come on, big girl. Get up in there. Come on. Come on. Come on, big girl. Come on. Come on, don't be like that. I know she wants to push you around, but get up in there and I'll shut the gate on you. Come on. Come on. Come on. So some people get all up in arms about the electric jigger. I use the electric jigger because it's actually easier to stay calmer and keep the cattle calm rather than hitting them with poly and yelling at them. Just the judicious use of the electric prodder is better, I've found, than using poly. You'll see quite often I poke them. I don't actually zap them. I only zap them very rarely. So I've given these young cattle every chance to have a look up there, but they're really not interested in going that way. You'll see here in a minute I'll have a little think and decide to do it another way. Run these others through, pull off what we need to pull off, and then I'll put them all in there and bring them back around. So in my experience, there is absolutely no point in trying to get these cows to do what they don't particularly want to do. You're better off to work out another way to achieve what it is that you want. What you're about to see is these cows walk through this race and crush system very well. They have been worked through these yards before, but cattle are very intelligent, and if they know the way in and the way out, they'll work like this for you. It's pretty impressive just for me to watch it. Because as you can see, they're not the world's best set of yards. They are set up with how cattle think in mind when I set them up. I really should give a shout out to my wife Cull here. She isn't from a farming cattle breeding background, and it's not her full-time job. She's a teacher full-time. She still comes out on the weekends and helps me do these yard work with the cattle, and as you can see, she's all over it.
I have worked cattle in much more expensive sets of yards than these, and they will not flow like this. There's two things happening. The cattle know where they've got to go, and we're not rushing them, and it is all just coming together nicely.
Come on, Mummy, walk away from the gate a bit. Don't think she'd might have opened the gates. Come on, Mummy cows, walk away from the gate.
So I've already made a mistake here. You can see that little heifer that's been left behind. Young cattle get very upset if they get left behind. I should have let her run through in with the other little weaners that I've got there. And I've got to compound my mistake here in a minute by letting this little weaner through onto the pen in the back of the truck, and there's no other cattle. The cattle that we put up there before have already been closed off in another pen. So if you can just put your mind in the little cow's shoes for a moment, you can see why she gets a bit upset. I think it's worth noting, even though that little weaner heifer is upset, we're not jumping around and throwing our hands in the air, because that just helps nobody. Definitely doesn't help a good cow. The mistake that I've made is not her fault. Having a few moments here, not thinking about how cattle see things. That panel is nowhere near open wide enough. When cattle look at stuff, they have to be able to see that it's open. That just looks like more rails to them at the moment, and so they can't see it, so they don't know to go there. So I'll have to stop and open the gate up properly. But I'll give them every opportunity to see the opening before I sort of realise that it's not open anywhere near enough for them. All the camera shake that's happening is that little weaner coming down the loading ramp and turning itself around at the bottom and then going back up again. The biggest issue with portable steel cattle yards is the amount of noise they make when you're working cattle in them, whether it's just opening gates or the cattle rubbing on the panels as they go past. It creates noise. Timber yards are far superior as far as all of that goes, and the aim of the game, as far as I'm concerned, is to stay as quiet as possible and let the cattle see what it is that you want them to do, and let them try to do it themselves rather than forcing them all the time.
Brahmins, sometimes they cull themselves. New mummy cows saying goodbye to their baby cows. So, new set of yards back where our actual house is. We'll unload these cows and give them a couple of weeks here, and then they'll be going to the sales in a fortnight's time. Come on out, girls. Take your time, have a look. Preferably have a look and walk out. Go on, push her out. One here's trying to get that one to come out. There we go. Just need to give them a moment to have a little look. So, a few mooies. One of them isn't going. That cow there is not going. She's staying. She's just been brought home to be looked after a little bit better. But lovely little paddock for them to go in for a couple of weeks. So that'll be it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed looking at our cows. We shall see what we come up with for the next one. Some of our bulls here at home. We've always got a couple of bulls we're raising. So these three actually are just going to be herd bulls for somebody else. We usually sort of keep the top 4 or 5 and work out 1 or 2 that we're going to keep out of them. So those 3 there are for sale. Hopefully they find a good home before I have to send them to the meatworks and have their heads chopped off.